Picture this. You own the world's most luxurious jewelry collection. Thousands of carats of diamonds, emeralds, and sapphires adorn your tiaras. Your treasure vaults overflow with centuries of heritage. But there's one stone, traditionally royal, historically powerful, that you desperately avoid. Why? Elizabeth II, who ruled Great Britain for 70 years, possessed an incredible amount of precious jewelry. Her personal collection included over 300 pieces: tiaras, diadems, necklaces, and brooches. Each tiara told the story of generations of monarchs. The Vladimir Emerald tiara with hanging pearls, George IV's diamond diadem, Princess Louise's sapphire tiara. Everything found its place in the royal wardrobe, except for one stone. Amethyst, the purple quartz crystal that for centuries symbolized power and nobility, never adorned a single one of the Queen's headpieces. This seemed not just strange, but almost impossible, considering the historical importance of this mineral for European monarchies. In ancient times, amethyst was called the Stone of Kings. Egyptian pharaohs decorated their diadems with it. Roman emperors wore amethyst rings as symbols of power. In medieval Europe, the color purple was reserved exclusively for the highest nobility. Commoners were forbidden to wear clothing of this shade under threat of severe punishment. Then something interesting happened. When Elizabeth II was offered to inherit the family amethyst jewelry set, a complete parure including tiara, necklace, earrings, and ring, she categorically refused. Moreover, the entire jewelry collection was sold at auction, leaving the royal family forever. This action so contradicted Windsor traditions that court historians still cannot find a similar case in British monarchy history. But to understand the true reason for this decision, we need to dive into family history and uncover the secret that passed from generation to generation through the female line of the royal house. The story of this mysterious aversion began in the 19th century with Queen Mary of Teck, a woman whose passion for jewels was legendary even among monarchs of that time. Mary, born Princess Victoria, Mary Augusta, Louise, Olga, Pauline, Claudine, Agnes, collected jewelry with obsessive devotion. Contemporaries described her as a short but commanding woman with a penetrating gaze and unwavering will. Mary didn't just wear jewels, she studied their history, knew every craftsman who created pieces for the royal court. Her collection numbered over 500 items, many of which she acquired personally, bargaining with jewelers in London and Paris. In 1898, Princess Catherine of Württemberg presented future Queen Mary with an astonishing gift, a complete amethyst parure. This set consisted of 4 pieces: a massive tiara crafted by court jeweler Garrard, an elegant necklace with graduated stones, refined earrings, and a ring with a large central amethyst. The tiara weighed almost 2 pounds and was truly a work of art. The central amethyst, the size of a chicken egg, was surrounded by smaller stones of the same purple shade. The gold setting was crafted in the neo-Gothic style, popular in the late 19th century. The necklace consisted of 18 large-cut amethysts, gradually increasing toward the center, creating the effect of a precious waterfall. Photographs captured important moments. The Queen was photographed in the complete amethyst parure twice, in an official portrait from 1910 and at her husband George V's coronation ceremony in 1911. In both photographs, Mary looked majestic, but her face maintained a strange seriousness, almost sorrow. The next owner dramatically changed the jewelry's fate. When Mary passed the entire amethyst set to her daughter-in-law, future Queen Mother Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, in 1923, something unexpected happened. The woman who gladly wore other family jewels and appeared in them at official events was never once photographed in either the amethyst tiara or the necklace from this set. Documents show that the Queen Mother stored the entire parure in her personal safe at Buckingham Palace, but court chronicles record no instance of her appearing in any of the amethyst jewelry. Even at the most solemn occasions, coronations, state dinners, receptions for foreign monarchs, Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon chose other jewels. Decades later, the situation became even more puzzling. In 1952, immediately after Elizabeth II's coronation, the Queen Mother offered her daughter to include the entire amethyst parure in the Crown's official collection. This was a logical decision. The young queen needed diverse jewelry for numerous ceremonies. Elizabeth II's response shocked all courtiers. She categorically, without explaining her reasons, refused to accept any item from the family set. The real turning point came in 1959. Instead of keeping the family heirlooms in royal treasuries or passing them to other family members, as tradition demanded, the entire amethyst parure was secretly given for sale. For a long time, the set's whereabouts remained a mystery. Court chroniclers lost track of the jewels for several decades. However, archival documents that became available many years later revealed the true fate of the royal amethysts. After Queen Mary's passing in 1953, the set was inherited by a close relative, presumably Princess Margaret. Elizabeth II's younger sister, known for her bohemian lifestyle and financial difficulties, made a decision that permanently changed the family jewel's destiny. The most important part lay ahead. In May 1993, the entire amethyst parure appeared at the prestigious Sotheby's auction in Geneva. The catalogue carefully described the lots as 19th century amethyst jewelry of unknown provenance, not mentioning their royal lineage. The starting estimate ranged from $75,000 to $125,000, a significant sum, but still less than the real historical value of royal jewels. The room hosted Europe's and America's major collectors, but bidding proceeded restrained. The final price reached £55,357 sterling. The buyer was an anonymous auction participant, represented by a lawyer from a prestigious London firm. The press barely covered this event, and Buckingham Palace categorically denied any connection to the sale, despite persistent journalist inquiries. Documents reveal an unexpected twist. The set reappeared at London's Grosvenor House Antique Fair with a price tag of £150,000. However, there too it found a new anonymous buyer. Then a new heroine enters our story. On September 18, 2007, at the Golden Age of Couture Gala evening at London's Victoria and Albert Museum, an event occurred that forced royal historians to reconsider the entire chronology of the disappeared jewels. At the ceremonial event appeared American Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour, and around her neck shone precisely that amethyst necklace that once belonged to Queen Mary. The 18 large-cut amethysts, gradually increasing toward the center, were unmistakably recognizable from archival photographs. Wintour's appearance in the royal necklace became the evening's sensation. Photographers competed to capture the woman whose power in the fashion world was comparable to royalty. Wintour, known for her impeccable taste and iron discipline, looked simultaneously majestic and modern in the amethyst necklace. The symbolism of this moment was striking. Jewelry created for royal persons now adorned a representative of a completely different world. The transition from hereditary power to influence based on professional achievement seemed an almost mystical sign of the times. But this appearance also raised new questions. Did Wintour acquire the necklace personally, or was it a rental for the special occasion? What happened to the remaining set pieces? The tiara, earrings, ring, and most importantly, what forced the royal family to part forever with family jewels? What really happened? Perhaps the set didn't meet the highest quality standards required by the royal collection. Or was the problem rooted in something far deeper and darker? Now here's the truth that explains everything. the reality proved both simpler and more frightening than royal biographers supposed. Amethysts in European aristocratic families were traditionally used not for celebrating life, but for mourning the departed. This custom had deep roots in medieval times, when color symbolism played a key role in social life. In the 13th century, French King Louis IX issued a decree establishing purple as the official color for high nobility's mourning ceremonies. This law quickly spread throughout Europe and became an unwritten rule of aristocratic houses. Most importantly lay ahead. In eras when mourning ceremony protocol was strictly observed, noble ladies necessarily had special amethyst jewelry for each stage of grief. Complete sets, parures of tiara, necklace, earrings, and rings were worn exclusively during mourning events. The procedure was minutely regulated. In the first days after a family member's passing, women wore exclusively black jewelry, jet black pearls, black diamonds. After a month, purple stones were permitted. Complete amethyst sets became mandatory elements of mourning wardrobes. Only after 6 months of mourning could one return to ordinary jewels. Documents from Windsor Castle archives reveal an unexpected turn. Even in the 20th century, this tradition was strictly observed in the British royal house. When King George V passed away in 1936, all royal family women strictly followed mourning protocol. Records from that time show a striking picture. Queen Mary, having lost her husband, wore the complete amethyst parure at all mourning events throughout the year. Photographs captured her in tiara and necklace at the king's funeral, at memorial services, at mourning receptions for foreign delegations. Each time her face expressed deep sorrow. Queen Mary's personal secretary's records contain a striking detail. She called the entire amethyst set jewelry of sorrow, and wore any piece from this parure exclusively on days connected with memory of the departed. For Mary, these jewels were not mere ornaments, but sacred symbols of grief. Now we approach the mystery's solution. When the Queen Mother inherited this set, she already knew perfectly its true purpose. The woman who survived World War I and lost her brother during it perfectly understood the power of mourning symbols. That's precisely why she never wore the tiara, necklace, or other amethyst parure pieces at joyful events. Photographs show, even in moments of greatest triumph, her husband's coronation, celebrating World War II victory, Jubilee celebrations, the Queen Mother invariably chose other jewels. The amethyst set remained in the safe, awaiting sad occasions, which fortunately were not numerous. Here we reach the most important discovery. Queen Elizabeth II, raised in a family where every tradition passed through generations with religious precision, knew perfectly about this dark association. For her, the entire amethyst set wasn't simply beautiful jewelry. Each piece carried centuries of memory about grief, losses, and human suffering. Let's examine her life's facts. A woman who became queen at 25 after her father's sudden passing, who ruled during the Cold War, Falklands conflict, terrorist attacks, perfectly understood human existence's fragility. She survived 3 of 4 children's divorces, daughter-in-law Diana's tragic death, numerous personal losses. Each of Elizabeth II's public appearances was carefully planned acts of state importance. The Queen had to demonstrate strength, confidence, monarchy's stability. Her appearance, including jewelry, conveyed messages about the country's stability and prosperity to her subjects. In this context, appearing in any mourning set piece would have been a catastrophic error. The people might have perceived an amethyst tiara or necklace as a bad omen, sign of coming troubles, symbol of royal power's weakness. Elizabeth II, having received brilliant political education, would never have permitted such a mistake. But it wasn't only about political calculation. The psychological aspect proved equally important. The queen, spending most time at official events, didn't want to constantly remind herself of sadness. Each glance in the mirror, each photograph in amethyst jewelry would have returned her to thoughts of losses and grief. Modern psychologists call this phenomenon an emotional anchor, when a specific object or image automatically triggers a concrete emotional reaction. For the royal family, the entire amethyst parure was precisely such an anchor, connected with the most difficult moments in family history. The decision to dispose of the set was dictated not only by personal preferences, but by state wisdom. Elizabeth II understood. Modern monarchy must symbolize hope, not sorrow. Her subjects needed the image of a strong, optimistic queen, not a grieving ruler surrounded by symbols of loss. Interestingly, after the set's disappearance from the royal collection, Elizabeth II never publicly explained her decision. In rare interviews on this topic, she limited herself to the diplomatic phrase, "Some traditions are better left in the past." This cautious formulation concealed a deep personal drama, the struggle between respect for family heritage and the necessity to protect herself from painful memories. The amethyst necklace's appearance on Anna Wintour in 2007 became this story's finale. The ornament that for centuries served as a symbol of royal grief found new life in the high fashion world. Wintour, unburdened by knowledge of the necklace's mourning purpose, wore it as a symbol of elegance and power. Thus, an ancient tradition, born in medieval castles, determined the fate of one of the 20th century's most beautiful jewelry sets. The Queen chose her own psychological well-being and state wisdom over family heirlooms. In this battle between past and present, between tradition and common sense, modernity and pragmatism won. The amethyst parure's story became a symbol of how monarchy's role changes in the modern world. Where once kings and queens had to bear the burden of all family traditions, Elizabeth II showed. Sometimes wisdom lies in refusing heritage that brings more suffering than benefit. Today, when the amethyst necklace adorns a fashion industry representative instead of royalty, this story reminds us of symbols' power and how past traditions can determine present decisions. Sometimes refusing inheritance isn't a betrayal of family memory, but a wise choice for one's own well-being. Ancient tradition proved stronger than the desire to wear beautiful jewelry. Can you imagine how many life decisions are influenced by old customs we don't even suspect? The true story of royal jewels proved far deeper than simple dislike. It's a tale of how past symbols shape our present. How many more secrets do royal treasuries hide? Give it a heart if you're interested in monarchy mysteries. Hit the bell. Ahead await new amazing stories about how traditions influence entire dynasties' fates. Until we meet again.